Okay, we're back here with game two between Emerson and Lardie, this time at the bottom of the screen, and Anthony Wayne Frederikson at the top. And Emerson took game one, so we're seeing in hand now is Anthony's starting hand. He's on the play. I really like this card, Vile Manifestation. Gets +1 for each card in your graveyard, so it goes well on a cycling deck. It'll be interesting to see how he approaches this match this time. We look at Emerson's hand. Normally don't like to lead off with an Ether Hub. Yeah, he doesn't have any coloured mana, so he had the Attune, which will fix that. So he has to find... Oh, he found blue. I'm a bit surprised by that. I suppose he's using the Rogue Refiner, he can find either. So Anthony here, if we look at his hand, he's got the black and the blue. He doesn't play the Manifestation just yet. He could have probably run it out that turn if he wanted and then cycled. But he's got some lands to cycle, but only one actual creature, which he'll probably cycle now. Oh, he's going to cycle the land first. So we see this Manifestation, it's going to get big very quickly, because he can cycle the River 1 to end the turn, make it a 3-4. So we switch back to Emerson's hand. He's got the crucial Baral's Expertise in hand now. Runs out a Rogue Refiner just to get the energy for the Ether Hubs. In turn, Anthony just makes that Manifestation a bit bigger by cycling a Strike River Winder. So here's this Combat Celebrant. Now this can exert and get an additional combat phase. So probably with the Rogue Refiner there, it's not the ideal time at this stage. Probably just thinking here if he wants to cast Cathartic Reunion prior to combat. No play there, so I'm guessing he wants to cycle that land. Meanwhile for Emerson, he's trying to build up a board state where he can... The Baral's Expertise on turn 5 is effective. He's probably going to Thought Knot Seer this turn. Unless he wants to run out the Lumbering Falls and play Matter Reshaper. Because ideally he wants to build up a board first before he casts the Expertise. So we'll see what the play is here. He's going to run out the... okay. I think he would have been better off to run out the Lumbering Falls if he's going to play the Matter Reshaper. But he wants to Attune, okay. Finds the second blue source for the Expertise. As we see, Anthony just cycling again on the end of turn. And he's going to cycle the Curator of Mysteries as well. So the Vile Manifestation's outside of range for the Matter Reshaper. The question here is he plays a Champion of Wits. Yeah, Emerson says this deck looks sweet. It's a very fun deck to watch. I enjoy watching this deck. So now he's got to discard 2 cards. Is it 2 or 1 from the Champion of Wits? Yeah, draw 2, then discard 2. So next time it'll be draw 4, discard 2. So now he's going to draw 2 more and discard... draw 3 and discard 2, I believe. We're up to a 7-4 Vile Manifestation. And the thing going in Anthony's favour here is if the Burrell's expertise was to come down next turn, Emerson just doesn't have a board state at this stage to really take the advantage like he did in the last game. And even more so now that he trades away the Matter Reshaper. So we'll see what his line is here. I think he's going to run out the Thought Not Seer, because a Burrell's expertise at this stage, I mean, he could Burrell's and use the Thought Not Seer is probably the line. Because Burrell still allows you to cast, and Thought Not is a casting trigger. Okay, so he's not taking that line. So if we look at Anthony's hand, we'll get to see it from the Thought Not Seer anyway. What does he take? I'm guessing he's probably a bit worried about the Vile Manifestation, possibly. Gate to the Afterlife, he could leave because it would take an entire turn. Oh, he takes the Gate to the Afterlife, okay. Or actually, it's probably the wise choice because Thought Not Seer exiles rather than puts it in the graveyard. So here we go, big turn here. He can trade for the... He can trade the Thought Not Seer for the Vile Manifestation. We'll see if he wants to do that. Actually, Anthony could have another line that was open to him. He's setting up next turn, so this is kind of going to hurt because he's going to get those 3 things bounced next turn. He offers a trade with the Thought Not Seer here. I don't think Emerson's going to take it, no. Another line that was open to him was to play the Combat Celebrant. Although the Combat Celebrant doesn't have haste, does it? So here's the Burrell's expertise now. So it's not backbreaking like it was in the last game, because it's going to only push through 7 damage. And if we look at Anthony's hand, he can actually run out 2 manifestations next turn, which are more than adequate blockers. Emerson's really looking for a Elder Deep Fiend here to close this one out. He's got the Sanctum, so once he finds the first Elder Deep Fiend, he's going to win the match from there. Anthony just cycles the... Okay, Grasp is a big draw. Unfortunately, that land's going to come in tapped. If it wasn't tapped, he could have... Or he might find an untapped black source here by taking down the Thought Not Seer. Does he find it? No, it's a Cathartic Reunion. I'm guessing we're going to see a -2 and a discard. He might... Discards 2. Okay, so he used all 3. Unfortunately, there's nothing to take in Emerson's hand. But he is setting up for a nice turn. Anthony will have a nice turn next turn, provided we look at this draw. Yeah, Tyler's Track is not a bad draw. Okay, Emerson's not going to muck around though, he's going to get in with Lumbering Falls. This is going to mean that he's got Anthony to 6, so if he draws a Baral's Expertise, he'll win it on the spot. He hasn't played a land for the turn, so the tracker can come down. Or you go the Matter Reshaper to get the card draw next turn. Okay, so he's got lethal on board. Anthony now needs to respond. Oh, that's ideal. Three Vile Manifestations, 2 for and the mana to cast it. So he's going to have his own lethal on board. Yeah, looks quite impressive. Okay, so every single one of them is lethal. So now, going back, Emerson needs a top deck here of Baral's Expertise. Otherwise, he's going to be using 3 chump blockers. Let's see what he can find. It's not. Well, he can actually drop the Matter Reshaper and the Tireless Tracker, but all 3 of those manifestations have to be blocked. Just digging and searching. You probably want to drop the Matter Reshaper. Oh, I suppose both cards get you card draw, whether it's the Refiner or the Reshaper. Not sure what's the correct play there. So now he's got the 4 blockers for the 3. And this flips it around again because it means he's got lethal. He can chump block all 3 if all 3 swing. And then he can have the Lumbering Falls and the Matter Reshaper as lethal on the way back. So let's see what Anthony can find this time. Oh, that's a huge play. Yahini's Expertise. That's going to win in the match. We're going to game 3. Big one off the top there. That'll wipe the board, and he's going to get in for lethal with the manifestations. Unless Matter Reshaper, no, I couldn't even find enough blockers that way. And we're going to game 3, an entertaining standard.